Alright, we got another freaking, it's just ending. We just did all that, sorry. I didn't get it on fast enough. That makes it even more obvious. You should have heard the tail end of it, though. You had to. I should have turned them on again soon. Yeah. It's so fucking obvious. They're just turning on like 6 sirens and then turning them off. Yeah, it's like, oh, they're gonna start running or something. I'm doing nothing, even remotely fucking criminal, while trying to get these jackasses an off-ramp from their criminal activity because of the fact that I'm far more conscious of the totality of what's going on, and so I'm able to see how they've been trapped and fucked over. But at the same time, though, I mean, it's obviously loosening, considering I have actually visibly seen people abandon this project now multiple times, literally say, I'm done, this is bullshit, and walk away. So, and the other thing is, too, it's like, what the fuck is the disparity in how these people are treated is so insane. You know, you'll have one person that has, oh god, it's so funny. You'll have one person that has, you know, their, like, fucking cover is lavish, and the other one is fucking horrible, and, like, you know, so it's not, it's all, they fuck over their own people more than anything, you know. Like, if you're an asset and it's working with these jerk-off psych operatives, they fuck over their own people more than anything. The only way for you out is to destroy this whole thing, and you should be able to tell that. You should be able to tell that now. Like, if you look around, no one who has been involved in these things, none of their kids and family all get fucked with, you know. Between poisoning and psychotronics and a mixture of them, the pathologization, the aggressive administration of pharmacologicals, and that's because what they're doing is so depraved and unconscionable that they've reasoned that anyone that knows any sliver of it would eventually ration that they had to, you know, leak it if they weren't benefiting, you know. So pretty much, if you're not near the top, you have a life expectancy. In fact, if you are, think about Hitler. Hitler was never actually really running that show. I mean, it's an interesting story, and I really encourage you to look up the path to the chancellery that Hitler took, because it is not the, you know, grand ascension from the shoulders of Germans that they pretend like it is. It is an engineered fucking revolution, engineered by Henry Ford and Tyson and other German industrialists that didn't like Weimar. They didn't like the democracy that had formed in Germany and wanted to create a more hierarchical, quote, conservative government. And that's why, if you look at what Hitler does, Hitler tries to initiate a fucking coup, the beer hall putsch, right? After it fails, he gets penalized in a way that it's so light when you consider he tried to rebel against the government. He gets a private cell, he gets his secretary Hess to, like, go in and out and fucking help him write Mein Kampf and all this other shit. It's like, the whole writing of Mein Kampf, that was all about fucking setting him up and propping him up as a puppet leader that could then concentrate power in the hands of the few. I mean, look at the business plot of 1933. Henry Ford's goal was to coordinate both regime changes, and then install Smedley Butler plus Adolf Hitler equals Henry Ford dominates most of the industrialized world, and not through direct governance, but through what do you call soft influence and power, but because incorporated into that is an enormous amount of compromat and, you know, compromat. And so a lot of these guys that are in politics, they're completely and utterly fucking leveraged because of the compromat that someone like Henry Ford would have on Hitler would be remarkable. And because they curate these images for these, strongman dictator puppet characters, they know what compromise or what sorts of documentation would collapse their persona. And so obviously we can imagine which ones for Hitler. I mean, there's so many of them. And that's kind of why they picked Hitler too, because he could present as this, German on one hand, but then if they needed to collapse his image, he's got a lot of features that are Semitic, as they say, and then he's also a lot of other really weird shit, so, and he's not very bright, the little corporal. Like, we gotta start realizing that, like, this is intentional sabotage, because look at what happens in Germany, because they have this singular fucking this singular dumb, well, I'm glad it fails. Alright, I want to make this clear, but by rights, they should have achieved, they should have been able to take Great Britain, or at least forced the settlement that would have resulted in a peace agreement that would have allowed Germany to pivot to Russia if it wanted. But they had already taken Poland. I thought that was the Lebensraum. I mean, but I feel like because, you're placing a sociopath in power like that, they're always going to overreach. And so what ends up happening, though, is all these freaking Nazis get smuggled into the CIA. And fucking William King Harvey and fucking Reinhard Gehlen and fucking Eisenhower and shit, seemingly every single high up in the U.S. government was smuggling in some Nazi for some shit. I just don't get it. I get it more with Wernher von Braun, because he's not a political ideologue, and he didn't, I'm not going to say that, it's society and culture and environment have an influence on what is possible. And so Wernher von Braun was not by any means that's a different story than something like Reinhard Gehlen, where his goal was to, develop tortures and behavior modification to create, puppets, to create compliant concentration camp workers. I mean, the things that he was doing, and with the ideology, incorporating him and then all these other Nazis into a CIA where they have impunity, they are able to operate in absolute secrecy, and then they can also use that national security for anything, personally or whatever, and they can even conceal things from superiors, politicians. It's the way they've developed the CIA and how they've staffed it, and the fact that it's all hereditary. The entire thing is hereditary. Like, all of these fucking agents, their kids either become part of it or they get fucked over by it. It's so fucking stupid. And what determines whether they get incorporated into it or not is how fucking dumb and sociopathic they are. That's it. They want dumb sociopaths so that they know they'll never be able to talk and they'll do whatever they say. But the problem with that is, what happens if the situation demands some fucking thinking on your feet, Or more so, this is a nation. Alright, this isn't a singular freaking person or even a business. Every time you screw over people, you ultimately screw over the productivity and success of the entire nation. So, it's just lunacy. It's just sheer lunacy. The amount of money that they have spent sabotaging the American public is nauseating. I have gotten some figures, and after doing some fact checking, they look right for how much money's been spent on my personal fucking, psyop shit, a personal target that has cost over $10 million. And that seems pretty right, considering the amount of time, the technology deployed, the freaking, they've installed technology to enable the direct physical skimming of my ISP traffic. They've installed similar equipment for surveillance at the Port Huron Library downtown, specifically to monitor traffic while I'm using one of their computers. I mean, it's just a joke. What else? I mean, just then the SS7 shit, the installation of UHF antennas, but just the sheer number of people. And these local assets, they're getting pennies on the dollar for the people that they're bringing in from out of state, or the more, formally, I guess you'd say, trained operatives. But the problem with them is because I know the area now so well, anyone that's not associated or doesn't have a reason to be here, you can pick out. And there's other idiosyncrasies about the area that, you can kind of tell if someone's actually from the area or not, or I don't know. There's just so many. There's not a lot of people coming here from out of state right now. In the summer, maybe, but now, no. The fact that I'm seeing all these fucking out of state plates, it's like, oh, come on now. This area is intentionally economically depressed and isolated because of the psychological operations. So there is like no tourism here at all, except for in the summer. Yeah. I don't know, there's just too many cues to give away these operatives and shit, so I haven't even really been bothering to record the gang stalking shit until after I got out of jail. I should have done it before, but I did a little bit before, but not enough. The thing is, though, is like, now I'm gonna make it so they have to cycle through people so fucking much, and that's gonna make it more and more expensive. But where I was going to is, if you live in Port Huron and you're fucking doing this shit, you better be asking for at least $500 a day to fucking gang stalk me. I'm not joking. The people that are coming from outside, and they're making thousands of dollars a day to just fucking watch my ass. So, like, don't get ripped off. At least get your fucking money's worth. Because that's part of the whole deal, is they're gonna keep you fucking housing insecure so they can keep fucking leveraging you. So from now on, at least I'm really should be getting $1,000, because if you actually live in town here, you have a better alibi. All these people from out of town getting fucking a couple $1,000s a day to fucking watch me, and then pick them out in a second. And I mean, yeah. I mean, whatever. You can play both sides. You can play both sides here pretty easily, actually. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people doing that, and at the time hits, you gotta pull the mask off when you do it. There are a lot more people in town here, and even in government law enforcement, that are like done with this shit. But it's like you have to have the critical mass, then it has to become explicit, like not just that enough people agree that, it's bullshit and we can't continue to honor the orders from these fools, but then, enough people not only have to notice it, but they have to explicitly say it. You don't want to see Ted down. Max is not a fan of Larry at all. Wow, he's like, get the fuck away from them. Yeah. Well, alright, so they're still trying to fucking kill me, huh? Holy fucking retards. Holy fucking retards. Dude, killing me then exposes all the names and the hashes. And not only that, but, dude, it'll be the biggest piece of evidence imaginable. I have the whole thing. Whatever. It's like, I guess this is what it is, though, is that the belief is that they can isolate the local players from the federal government, and beyond that, even if the federal government gets, blood on their hands, they can isolate it from the primary operators, like, well, Donald Trump isn't even a primary operator. Donald Trump is symptom too. The thing is what's frustrating about him is, God, he has the opportunity right now to really do something special for humanity, because of how much these right-wing people like idealize him. But we could transition into a new economy right now. He would be the perfect voice to advance it, but he's almost certainly not capable of that. Yeah, but he's just a puppet. He's just another He's like a Hitler. He's exactly like Hitler. He's the top of the puppet heap. That means that he gets a lot of privileges, but he's also like the least free, you know. He gets all of his fucked up appetites, I'm sure, fucking satisfied, but in exchange, you know. But if you're a sociopath and you have no sense of identity, then the only thing that matters is, you know, like a pain versus pleasure proportionality. That's how you define quality of life, I suppose. And so, gosh, it's just so fucking stupid. It's insane. Like, not only will quality of life go up and that whole proportion, but then you actually have freedom and shit. I mean, I don't get why you'd choose anything, but you know, it's not my choice to make for humanity. Wait, yes it is. Yes it is. It is my choice to make for humanity. Humanity's been way too fucked in the head to fucking be trusted with its own fucking decisions. No, it's not even that. It's that everyone that's fucked in the head's been elevated to a position of authority, and everyone that's not fucked in the head's been pathologized as though they were. If you are not fucking emotionally and mentally fucking taxed by the injustice of this country, then you have a mental fucking problem, not the other way around. The problem isn't with you, it's with this society. The society is intentionally flipped. It's an anti-meritocratic fucking system. It's an intentionally destructive system. And like, it's just too stupid to fucking let continue to happen, because we don't have the luxury that we've had in the past where the Holocene is seemingly going to last forever. The Holocene is going to collapse in now. And so if we don't have fucking efficient social and economic and energy producing system and infrastructure apparatus, we don't have a fucking functional society, our globe, our world will collapse so fast, and it will result in such fucking misery. And these fucking billionaires that think they can insulate themselves with their wealth are so fucking delusional. What the fuck are you talking about? You're the most dependent people on the planet. You need people so badly. What the fuck? Oh gosh. And the other thing too is, at that point, you know, how many of these people that you're going to depend on to, you know, operate all of these things that are going to be requisite to even get you to New Zealand, and once you're there, like, you really think that being the reason that the planet has collapsed, that everyone is going to continue to honor your authority after the money has become worthless. Like, it's so delusional. Oh gosh, you know what I'm saying? So, good luck with that. I guess part of me used to be like, well, if everything collapses, then I'll become a de facto king, because I could return society from scratch. Yes, actually, yes. And so, yeah, I don't doubt that just, you know, creating medicines, you know, right off the bat, give me enough leverage as long as I'm able to survive, which, you know, pretty decent at surviving. The problem is the chaos of a fucking apocalyptic scenario. You know, you never know what's going to happen in that scenario in terms of, you know, desperate things, desperate times, all this other shit. That's why it's important to transition to the altruism economy before we get into the Great Depression. That's going to be, we're already in it. That's the thing too. It's the only reason that it's not a Great Depression right now is because of the quantitative easing and the IORB. They're giving trillions and trillions of dollars to the banks and the richest people and the biggest companies. That doesn't make any fucking sense. That's how this system is so fucked. So fucked. You couldn't design a more fucked up and inefficient, corrosive, detrimental, environmentally destroying system as the global system set up right now. Like, it is impossible to imagine one. Because this is supporting the largest population with the lowest quality of life and the highest taxation on the fucking planet's resources. The shortest sighted thing that you could do. It's like someone engineered us to collapse this fucking planet. And so I'm offering us an opportunity not to, right? And as every month goes by, it will get harder. But as long as we can reach rationality within the next couple years, then we're good. Wonder why he waved like that. Is it because he already knows that I'm watching him and that, look, he's doing all this weird shit? I am actually recording it. I wasn't planning on it. I was just trying to record my monologue, but thank you for proving my point, homeboy. And she does it too. What the fuck is going on? This is like 1984 shit. Maybe they realize that I am like a fucking strange... I'm like, I guess it's like it's like Professor X. It's like Professor X kinda... I can fucking read people's thoughts, not like fucking... Now it depends. They designed these people so that they would obey these V2K commands, right? So, in doing this, in the sexualization and the destruction of the self and all that stuff, they've created people who can't like have these internal thoughts in the same way. They're always externalized, and so you can kind of really read their mind, and it's not a very complex thought. And part of the reason why I don't think you can read, it's like you can read it all the way to the bone, but it doesn't. It's not. They don't have internal monologue the same way that most people do, and so when you incept internal monologue, they just obey it. It's so fucking weird. It's so weird. But then it comes down to also routine, whereas like they're not going to obey a command. It's not an established one, sort of thing. You know, like, I mean, yes, yeah, pretty much. You know, like you can't coordinate them to do something that they haven't already developed the sort of cueing for. So you're gonna be able to hijack the fucking field cueing that they're using in order to achieve a degree of puppeteering. It's so weird, man. All these different things trying to get your peripheral nervous system to respond to fucking psychotronics. I'm just trying to get my fucking PNS to do all types of things. Oh, we gotta pick up that shit. Where's this shit at? Fuck. It's over here. That's right. No, it's over here. That's right. Yeah. So, that was the other goal, is to make sure that I record myself picking up the shit, because they've arrested me for crazy petty shit. Like, for real, I need to get this fucking body cam, because I'm sure they destroyed it. So it's like, they just destroy evidence all the time here in Port Huron. But fucking arrested for jaywalk. Well, walking in the street is what she said she was arresting me for. Walking in the street. Yep, that's the country we live in. Walking across your neighborhood street, you can get fucking arrested by a coon. They'll call herself a cane. It's just so wacky. Once you got the cops telling you the wrong names, then you really know shit's fucked. Oh god, staging a whole wrong name, fucking everything. Gosh, it's just like, you people really probably need to go to prison. I'm just being too fucking... At the same time, it's like, you know, I don't have the apparatus of state at this juncture. It's moving, but it's not there, so I can't really say. Where the fuck is the... Where was that? Don't go breaking my heart. Yeah, see, that's another example. See, they think they can get Max to go crazy and come off the leash. And then that'll be another reason to arrest me for dog at large. Which, if they do, would be funny, considering it's dog off leash at the worst case. Considering I know the dog at large language exactly, but it'd be an excuse to arrest me. So that's why she's all slow and shit. And I keep getting these weird dog cornerings and shit. Where the fuck is that fucking stick at? Really don't like leaving a shit. I think that's rude as hell. Damn it, dude. It's just fine. What else she's gonna do now? Let's bet she comes back. I was trying to find this for another second.